I don't get this. It's GrrCON. Everybody's supposed to be hungover, but you all have energy. It's astounding. I love it. All right. Housekeeping. First of all, you're in Ballroom C. Hopefully you came here because you wanted the anything track. Hopefully you came here because you wanted to hear Whitney talk all about pen testing mobile apps. Good. We're all in the right place. Second thing, do not block my fire exits. I have very large people who will come and move you unceremoniously if you block my doors. So stay out of the way of the doors. I don't think we have a problem finding seats. So come on in, sit on down, enjoy. Finally, cell phones. I've been telling you all this for 2 days. I wore boots for a reason. If I hear that phone, I will come stomp you. So turn them off, silence them, do whatever. Only one person has challenged me on this so far. I can neither confirm nor deny that that's his blood stain in the second row. But I think you guys are with me. Good. All right. Well, with that, I am going to turn it over to Whitney Phillips.
Can you hear me? Is it good? All right. Wait. How's everybody doing today? Good? Lunch crowd? It's pretty busy here, man. All right. So, my talk is on mobile application penetration testing. So, who am I? Well, I'm Whitney Phillips. A little bit about myself. I started as a help desk specialist. Oh, my slide switched. This was supposed to be before that. I've been in IT and information security for 8 years. I started off in help desk, and then I moved to network administration. After that, I was in security operations, and then application security, and then finally, I'm a mobile app pen tester. Yay! So, why are we here? Well, when I had started a year ago at my company, I really started to enjoy doing mobile app testing. So I thought, why not give a talk on it? Because it's something that I think I could give good knowledge to you guys. So today's talk is just going to be a high-level overview of the tools that I use day in and day out. Because each tool that I'm going to present to you, you could do a whole presentation on. They have so much information, but I'm going to give you links and just ideas of what to use on it, and then you can go ahead and take it from there. So this is me, my first day at work. This is my coworker in the back, right there, dealing with my shit. So, yep. All right, so let's get started. First, what you're going to need is you're going to need hardware. So with mobile app testing, you're obviously going to need a device. So we're going to start with a rooted Android device. This is the only slide I have for this because each Android that you have is going to be a completely different root. So you'll have to just go ahead and do your Google foo and get the right root process, but then after that, you'll be good. My next thing is Genymotion. So Genymotion is an Android emulator. Mainly designed for developers, but it's really great for pen testers because if you can see, I can spool up as many Android devices as I want, and you can do whatever OS, or maybe you want a Google Pixel running 8.1 or 8.0, and then you can just kill it off and restart fresh if that one doesn't work with what you're trying to test with. Don't believe it's free, but you do get a 30-day trial, and as many fake emails as you can make, you can totally, have as much time with it as you want. So, yay for fake emails. So, this is another photo of the Genymotion. On the right-hand side is what your emulator would look like. So it looks just like a phone, but it's on your laptop. And then I put this picture up here because this is one of the great features that it has. It dumps logs of the phone, so you don't have to do it all manually, and you can just pick out what you want to look at. So kind of easier than going through the rooted way of the phone. So we're done with Android. Next we're going to go on to iOS. So you're going to want a jailbroken iPhone. Now there's several jailbreaks out right now. the one I'm most familiar with is good old Electra, because I'm running on a really old phone. Super easy to jailbreak. But, you know, we have to throw it up there. Who knows, you might have it 11.3 or 11.0. Next is Chimera. So it's only very specific to iOS 12 to 12.2 and 12.4. Rule of thumb, if a jailbreak comes out and, you know, you have an iPhone device that you want to jailbreak, you jailbreak it that day, because you might not get the chance the next day to jailbreak. So just throwing that out there. And then this last one just came out, Checkmate. So this is utilizing a permanent unpatchable boot ROM exploit for like millions of iOS devices. Obviously it works on 11 generations of iPhone from 4S to X. So little disclaimer, like if you go to their website, they will tell you to back up your shit because it might kill your phone. So, I'm not, you know, we should always back up. We'll just put it that way. Just back up your shit. So, you got your device, right? Alright, so we're ready to test this app. Well, how do you get the app? Well, obtaining it. Now, we can do it the legit way, right? Again, Google Play. That's going to be kind of hard if you're trying to be sneaky about it. You're going to want to make a fake account, and then you're going to get a burner phone and have or you can put your real account if you want your stuff out there. It doesn't matter. Apple Store lets you make fake accounts. I just think you have to put a real address or something. But, I mean, your best friend's address should be fine. Pretty sure. It's fine. This is the legit way. The not so legit way, I love going to the site, is APK Pure. This just lets you download the APK for fun, for free. Nothing, no issues. I mean, you might want to check if it's safe. I'm sure it's fine. But I like this site. And then iPhone, I just have my fake Apple account, so that's how I do it. But I looked up some links for you guys. Gray area for iPhone. Do it with you want. I don't know if it's, you know, I don't know if they're legit or not. So go ahead and try it if you. That's kind of an ass thing to do, but yeah. So that's how you're gonna obtain your APKs and your IPAs. Next, we're gonna move on to after you've got your IPA, what do you do with it or your APK? Huh? Yeah, you drink your IPA for sure. For sure, I would love an IPA right now. All right, next, we got software. So now we're going to focus on building that toolkit. So what kind of tools are we going to use for this? First off, we're going to go with Frida. So Frida is used for dynamic analysis for Android, iOS, and Windows apps. This, like I said, this one, you could literally, there's like whole talks at DEF CON with this one. Like like you have to be focused in on Frida, which is this why I forget how to use it every time I come back to it. But what it does is it allows you to set up hooks for targets so you can modify certain parameters, and change the way the value comes out and change how the app runs. I watched one talk at DEF CON and he, changed one of the apps to do a completely different function after upon startup. So it's free, open source. The guy is really easy to talk to too, so you can ask him questions. So coming off of Frida and using the Frida framework is FreeDump. This is one of my favorites because I love running memory dumps on phones. What it does is you can pull all the memory dump off the phone and then you start looking for like secret treasures and stuff. So it can be used on Windows and Linux and Mac OS as the work computer, and then you can do dumps on iOS, Android, and Windows apps. So again, what are we looking for in FreeDump? Credentials, usernames, passwords, passphrases, private keys, email addresses. So like URLs that you can't find in the app, but they leave it out there. IP addresses and schemes. So I don't know. It's a good one. Sometimes like you'll find like dumb stuff developers say in there, like random things. So one more tool from Frida that I like to use is Frida iOS dump. This pulls a decrypted IPA from your jailbroken phone. So basically, after that, you've got that decrypted IPA, then you can use it to manipulate it and reload it into your phone to see if anything's changed. And it's always nice to have a decrypted IPA. Okay. All right, next we have MobSF. So MobSF, all-in-one automated mobile application pen testing tool. I love it. You can use it for APKs and IPAs. It kind of gives a nice overview on how the app is. So if you can see right here, it gives you an app score. I just used Twitter, so I just pulled Twitter's APK. I don't know, I'll probably get sued for this. Yeah, so it gives you hashes, and right here, like the actual name of the app. After that, once you scroll down a little bit, it gives you fun stuff like dangerous status, like unknown permissions from Android, and, well, we know it wants permissions to the internet, for sure. And it wants to control your vibrator. I don't know why. But yeah. Reading contact data. So yeah, so you get this, and then you get like all this other fun stuff. It's really cool. And so that tool is, you can get it on GitHub, and then you install it, and then run it on your command line, and go to the website that it gives you. But I like it. It also gives me locations inside the APK to look for questionable stuff. So yeah, MobSF, good tool. Now we're going to talk about Burp Suite. We should all know Burp Suite. Mainly I use this to reinforce what traffic the app is using. Next we have Wireshark. Again, capturing traffic. You want to know if that device or that app is running HTTPS, HTTP, what IP addresses it's going to. So you want to check for that. So how do we run Wireshark on your device? For the iPhone, for an iOS device, what you're going to do is get your UDID number from iTunes, and you're going to run this command with your phone connected. This RVICTL-S and your UDID. And then what that will do is connect your device. And then from there, you can run a sudo TCP dump. And it's going to pull a dump of pull a capture, and then you'll pop it into Wireshark. I'm sure my coworker doesn't like how I do that, but it's fine. He's just in the crowd. I'm making his face red too. So with Android, I have to do it the jankiest way. I literally take my pfSense box and like set up wire capture and make sure nothing's on the network. And then capture my traffic that way, or make your laptop a hotspot. I did find this for ADB, so maybe it worked. I don't know. I haven't had time to try it, but it will be something to do once I get back to work using these commands. So I'll go over ADB in a few minutes. After that, kind of another housekeeping, you're going to want a good text editor. I use Sublime just so I can easily sift through that information. All right. So where do I get ADB? Android SDK Toolkit. So that gives me my ADB tools that I'm going to install for my phone. And then it's got fast boot and system trace. But the only one I primarily use and I can speak about is ADB. So what is ADB? ADB is the Android Debug Bridge. So what that does is that allows you to connect to your device by ADB shell. You can sideload your APK. So when we went to APK Pure and we have that, we can sideload it and we'll avoid the whole Google conversation. We can pull from device to PC, and we can push from PC to device with this command. So definitely a fun tool to have. I utilize ADB shell a lot. So a lot of times you're going to find information about your app in the data folder. So being able to have that root access and then shell in and get that deep dive into the phone, into that app folder, you might be able to find like databases that they have stored or different credentials. Next is ADB Logcat. This is like my favorite. So ADB Logcat is a command line tool that dumps a log of system messages. So what does that mean? It includes like stack traces that the device throws or any error messages that you might have written in that app. The fun part about that is the developer might leave like a certain logging on. So then you can find like usernames, IP addresses, error messages that they might not want to have seen. So I guess I don't know if you can see that. That's like a little list of the ADB Logcat. So we have Activity Manager as Window Manager. It's just like a little thing I pulled from my phone. But then this is the logging characters. So we want to really focus on that warning and even debug for sure, but warning and error. Yeah. So yeah, it helps you find treasures. Last on this Android bit, I have Android APK tool. So it can decode your APK, and then you're allowed to rebuild it afterwards. Basically, we use it to decode, then mess around with the app logging and see if we can make it run different or give us different error messages afterwards. So another fun tool. Okay. All right. So after that, we got Passionfruit, iOS Passionfruit. So this, you'll connect your device, you'll go to your app, and what we'll do is, I like it because it's got the different, your file locations or where the application is stored at. And then from there, I get on Fileza and dig through and strip out all the information I need. But that's the front page that it gives. It is crappy, though, because it'll just bomb out on you for no reason. And I'm pretty sure it's called, crappy iOS analyzer or something. So it really stands up to its name. So then I'll give you your folders right here. But a lot of times you're not gonna, you don't get a lot of access to that. So that's why I use that's why I connect to it through SSH and take all that information off of there. But it gives me a location to look for. It also runs Objective-C classes and methods, and you can see how that's done. And then also keychains, cookies, and user defaults. So it can give you some good information, or sometimes it just doesn't give you anything. So you have to just go through and see what you can use or utilize it for your next steps. All right, so after we have all that, we need to focus on some decompiling. So these are two decompilers that we use. Basically, all decompilers are going to act different with your different apps. We're looking for all kinds of sensitive information to API URLs, API keys, secrets, hard-coded passwords in the app. So JDEX and CFR are two. And then we also have Ghidra. Look at that spooky dragon thing. So, Ghidra is an NSA app. Be careful. You're downloading an NSA app. I mean, it's really good decompiler. So, Ghidra supports Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. And it's such a beast. Like, this is another one of those that you could literally, I think there was a whole workshop at DEF CON for Ghidra. So, if you have the heart to spend time and live in it, I don't. But that's just me. All right, so what are we even looking for? Like, we got this all set up. What are we looking for in these apps? Our main thing is malware, secret keys, dumb things like creds, lewd comments, like just the random like things developers will put in their apps. Then URLs, URIs, IP addresses, and email addresses, and we can use those to then research that app a little bit more. And basically, oh, I found this IP address, so I'm going to go show it in and see exactly what's going on. Or, oh, I found his email address. Let's just send him some weird shit and see if they respond back. Yeah, that kind of stuff. So with that, so I've got all that information. I also have some training material too. So this is one of the books that I use right here to also, I guess, beef up my application pen testing. And then we have hacking and securing iOS applications, stealing the data. Another book I use, this guy, I don't know this guy's my kick-ass boss, so he schooled us one time with his book. He's like, hey, this part of my book says no, when we were doing testing. So, yeah, check that one out. This one right here, basically everything I told you is in this book, and it's for free. So yeah, mobile security testing guide. Check it out. And then I have this guy. This is not mobile testing, but our dear friend Clappy Monkey Mike Kemp is featured in this, so I thought I would leave it in my slides for you guys to see. So just pick it up so you can have a little memento of him. But with that, I am done. Do you guys have any questions? No? Any commercial? I use a lot of open source. Other companies like good on open source. So, and I think I like using open source because then you're not tied down to a company. And when you're trying to be sneaky and stuff, then they don't know what. So.
Just a couple questions. Like, does the phone have to be rooted to use these apps? And then, what's the funnest, like, rudest comment you've seen in an app?
So some of them, no, the phone doesn't have to be rooted. But I mean, to get the full effect of what you're searching for, you're going to want that rooted phone. Lewdest comment, my coworker's gonna be, hi, ghetto Android. That's, yeah. It's like, all right, what are you talking about? And then I saw one, I think something like the quick sly fox. I think it's all like the alphabets or whatever. I found that one time. Just, you're like scrolling through these long lists and you're like, what the hell? Why are these people, what are they talking about? So.
Some of the applications are developed using Xamarin, and Xamarin can be deployed in iOS and Android.
Mm-hmm.
The same application can deploy in two environments. So if we test Android environment, do we need to test iOS as well, if it's the same application?
I would think so, yeah. If you want to, so the question is, do you need a test for both Android and iOS? Yeah, because I have done audits for both Android and iOS, and they do act differently. So yeah, you would want to run tests on both of them. So back there? Oh. No, I haven't broken into anything crazy lately. Mine's pretty tame right now, so nothing too crazy. Back there, or way back there? I'll get you afterwards. How about that? All right. Anybody else have any questions? Right here? No, so I haven't found any malware. So like when you're going and grabbing like sketchy APKs, that's mainly, we want to make sure that there's no like bad APKs out there that somebody can download. I haven't found any out in the wild yet that were bad. So, but mainly what would do is just do like a, pull a hash of the good known one and then pull the hash of the bad one and compare them. So. Over there? So I've been pretty like strict on hardware, but then my coworker opened me up to the emulator, and I haven't tested yet. I have it on my I did have it on my laptop. I have it on my laptop. So the only thing nice about that is if it doesn't work, then you can just spool up something else and try it in that. So. Yeah, I think that might be the route I want to go, but sometimes it's nice to still have that hardware available. Good? We're good? If not, we can catch